What's up, guys? My name is Will Cashin, aka White Trash Willie, coming at you with a free hack. Essentially what we're doing is we're cutting up the grip tape into like triangles and we're putting it all over the deck. And the reason that I had to do this out of necessity is because I used to run a 5.25 wide deck, and for a while scooter grip tapes only came 5 wide. So if I wanted to make the grip tape go all the way over the deck, I would need to cut it up a little bit so it wouldn't look all wacky with like two little like side strips going down the end. So I had to cut it up and put on the edges just to make it like look nice. But now I've been posting pictures of it on my Instagram and posting pictures of all the grip tape cut out, and a lot of people have been commenting, "Yo, Will, show us how you do this. Show you how to do this." And I was like, I thought it was pretty self-explanatory, but that's why we're here. Is I'm going to show you guys how to cut your grip tape in triangles on your scooter so it looks all nice and nifty. Let's get to it. So right here, I got my District grip tape. Thank you, District, for giving me this grip tape a while ago. I'm going to be using this when I cut it up. Right here, I have my District 5 wide deck, square dropouts, coming soon. Oh, also, I cut a fat hole in the center of it. They don't normally come like this. And if you guys haven't watched the other video, I cut a hole out in the front as well. So the deck is covered in holes, and yeah, so I'm just stoked to put on some grip tape. Let's go. So basically what you have to do to cut up this grip tape to make it look all nice is essentially what I do is I just fold the grip tape in half like this and straight up just like cut it diagonally like these. Bam. Alright, so now you have your two triangles and you have this little centerpiece. So next, basically just cut up this centerpiece into like whatever shapes you want. I'm just going to kind of go at it. And when I'm doing this, it's completely a random order. Like I don't have a predetermined line of where I'm cutting it. I'm just kind of cutting it so they're in like bigger shapes like this size. So got all my triangles right here. It might not just be triangles, so it's okay if they look like this. Bam, bam. And I'm gonna cut up this. Now something that I like to do is for the neck of the deck, because I like to put my grip tape all the way up to the front when I grip my deck. Something I like to do is I like to keep this original piece kind of big, so that way when I put it on here, it'll basically be like one piece that I just have to cut around a thing. If you put like triangles like up against here, it's kind of wonky to cut it, and there's a high chance that the grip tape will peel off and fall off over time. So the first thing I'm going to do is put this big piece right up front. Now when I cut grip tape, I like to basically just press it all the way against the neck like this, and then get my razor blade and cut along the sides of the neck. So I'm going to do that. Make sure you have a sharp razor blade as well. I have a very, very dull razor blade, so if you see me hacking at it, it's because the razor blade is dull. So use a sharp razor blade and then just cut through this grip tape nice and easy. So. Now the District decks are kind of weird in themselves because they have this like little indent right here that's actually part of the deck, so I like to cut that out too. Bam. My other razor blade right here. Bam. Bam. Next thing that I do after that is I basically get an Allen key and get an etch around where I'm going to cut out the grip tape. So I'm going to find an Allen key, or you don't even need an Allen key, I'll just use this axle. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like draw myself like a little line around like where I want to cut. So I have a good idea. Now, what I'm going to do is I have pretty much the neck area cut out, is I'm going to basically run my Allen key or my axle or whatever I'm using along the edge of the deck, so I have a nice little area where I know I'm going to cut it. So now that I have the first little triangle on, now that I have the boring part out of the way, here's where the fun begins. So basically what I like to do is I like to save my little end piece for last because I like to put that on the back. But essentially what I do is I basically just put triangles all over the deck. And the main thing that I try to do is to keep it consistent throughout the deck is I try to keep the distance between the lines all about the same. So if I'm going to leave like this little gap right here, I'm making sure that it's parallel going down and that it's going to be like a good nice size. So I'm going to put this one right here like that. And now since this little piece right here isn't going to fold, I'm going to put this down. Alright, so something else that I like to do is if you want to put like a corner of one of the grip tapes like on the edge, that leaves this whole like unused little flap over here. I literally just take my scissors, cut that off, and I like stick it somewhere else. Like I'm going to stick it right here. So now that I have basically the grip tape all put on, it looks kind of sketchy right now, but all I have to do at this moment is essentially just cut off the edges, cut around the break, and for me, cut the middle out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm basically going to get my Allen key or my axle or whatever I'm going to use and just kind of like score the edge of the deck. Something important is you don't want to go super fast and mash through it or else you could like bend up the corners and it would just look kind of trashy because then you might put some folds in it or something like that. So when you go over it, just do one each and every bit, just one at a time. So we'll do this one first. Now, my brake is kind of hindering me right now, so I'm just going to cut one line right at the middle of it so I can split it. Now, if you have a middle cutout in your deck, basically just like cut it through so that way you can score the inside as well. I'm just going to cut this through. Bam. Alright, so basically when I'm cutting around the brake, I just try to separate the grip tape enough so all the grip tape around the brake will lay flat. And once it is, I basically just dig my brake into the little gap between the deck and the brake. So that way when I dig it in, it'll punch little holes and then I can just pull this grip tape out. So just like... Alright, so here's your grip tape after it's all cut out. It looks pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty stoked on how it turned out. I messed up a little bit in the back corner right here. I should have been a little more careful cutting around. But other than that, I'm pretty stoked on how it all turned out. If you guys want to do this yourself, just get a piece of grip tape and then cut it up and make little lines throughout the deck, and yeah, it'll turn out just like this. Something that you have to keep in mind is don't put too small of grip tapes, like portions on. Like you don't want to put little triangles on like this big because then you're just going to kick it off. If you put it like strategically in a good spot where you're not necessarily going to rip it off, it'll be fine. But I'm saying in general, if you have a little piece like this in the back of your deck, there's a good chance that you'll just like take it off with your foot. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big old like because I appreciate your guys' love and support. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. And make sure to comment your opinion about what you think of this video. And yeah, catch you guys tomorrow, guys. Peace out.